And then I said, "Oh, sorry."
Oh, I thought we were all laughing at the fake punchline.
I was. It's good.
That's pretty good.
Hello, guys.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to Near My Collective Hangs Out Here Monthly.
Ooh,
I love that. I love that name.
that's a catchy, concise title.
Yeah.
There's not even a vowel in it to acronymicize it.
Oh,
Nope.
That's pretty clever.
Simple and clean.
What's everybody got going on? Because I try not to make a complete mess opening a adult beverage.
Adult beverage. Oh my God, Andrew.
So dirty.
Adult juice.
I know.
I would never.
Clearly, the only one here. Wait. Got to do the ASMR thing.
How many? 3.
Oh, you can't even hear it.
I wrote this. I'm acting like somebody else wrote it. I answered it. I didn't. I wrote this.
Way to self-promote there, man.
Baiting the audience.
Well, that's a different topic.
Do you tell?
How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
So now it's the time we talk about what we've read, watched, played in the past month. I assume it's Stranger Things for everyone, and if it's not, we have to talk about it. What are you doing?
I know, I'm behind.
Stranger Things. I haven't gotten all the way through yet.
Yeah.
Look,
I should wear my Stranger Things shirt so I could be like.
But I got to coordinate this watching with, both of whom have been out of town lately. I'm doing what I can.
So you watch it and then you pretend like it's a whole new thing to you.
No, see,
That's like
we watch
cheating,
everything
Tina.
through
That's what
my
I do.
accounts. Or through my things. And if I watch it, because Lord knows I can't sign in on somebody else's profile. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
So
that's luckily Stranger Things is an only me show. I watch Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel with Elliot, but like as far as Stranger Things, that's just me. And I watched it and then restarted the series to watch it again, which is unlikely for me, but I had to, and also because I love Eddie Munson so much, I was expecting it to happen to me, but it did. And because of Stranger Things, I made friends in Denver. So
hey,
I went to a lesbian bar, all because of my Hellfire Club T-shirt that I wore, like the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cosmo, come here. I got a little cameo here for my dog.
Oh yay, Cosmo!
Aww.
There's Cosmo.
I mean, I'm still personally, as the old guy, kind of hung up on the fact that that's not what video stores were like in 1986.
But didn't your wife say that's how it was in other places?
You know what? Like, yeah, she said that, but she's wrong.
Oh.
She is misremembering.
Okay.
That's not how video stores work. By God.
Man, I remember going to the video store and like just renting a whole stack for the weekend.
I remember going to the video store and walking around for an hour and walking out with nothing. Because
if everybody had the hot new thing, then you were SOL.
Were you guys similar? So for us, going to I've always been a movie rental place person until they were gone.
Yeah.
But I would structure my Friday nights and weekends. I would go to the rental store and then I would choose like a variety of films because you need a variety in order to make it a good movie night because you need to balance them out. Nope. Were you guys those types of people, or were you just like a one and done or whatever? To me, I'm like, okay, I need a comedy and a horror. I gotta offset it. It has to be the right like timeline for each.
Most of the time I would get one at a time.
Really?
Because I was, as I'm sure you'll be surprised to learn, not particularly good at returning things on time. So, the Kroger video store, I think, is still, trying to find backdraft from me.
Oh, the backdraft. Yep.
Man,
I remember that.
So it was one at a time for me, just to limit the amount of possible damage.
My treat was always like, oh, Hayden.
It's because you're a baby. I know you said that you're not a baby, but I still think you're very young, and I'm assuming that's true. Like a movie rental store, y'all rent stuff where you live. I mean, not now, but like, do y'all have a Blockbuster in Scotland?
I'm sure they had like independent rental stores. Like my treat when I would have friends over, we would, particularly my best friend at the time, we would go to our local mom and pop Hancock's video store, and we would get 3 videos to rent. And we would come back, and inevitably they'd be some like B horror flick. And that's what we would watch. It was strictly pretty much just horror movies. And we would just watch all 3 back to back.
Wow. Mine was mostly not horror movies. In fact, it was exclusively not horror movies.
Yeah. I didn't do a lot of horror movies either as a kid. I think we probably did like, for us, so I have a younger brother, and as I recall, for us, it was, as a kid anyway, it was one movie if we could both agree on it. Yeah. Otherwise, it was 2 movies. It's 2 movies.
Oh,
one like, especially if it was like, oh, I want to watch this Star Trek movie, and then my brother's just like, no. So
hey, Maddie,
we pick something else that he would like.
There is a comment by News Pui Channel.
Which one is it? The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes one?
Yes.
Or is it a different one?
And the only reason I say it is because that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
That is one of the films that we rented from the video club that was not a video store in 1986.
Wow.
Because it was one of the few that was available.
Yeah. I actually just recently saw that a few months ago for the first time.
It is not very good.
I had a great time. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it is, I went back and watched it a few years ago. And I was like, oh, I remember this being fun and funny and action packed rather than like this.
We have so many people here.
Rob!
Also, real quick, Rox says that you look like Matt Mercer, and I did not prompt him to say that. He said it on his own.
Yeah,
I tell him all the time.
I hear that a lot. I gotta practice my eyebrow lifting.
We need to get you like a vest.
I'll take it. Yes, please. I bring it. Thank you. What a nice compliment.
Hey, Rob. What did you used to rent when you were younger at the video store?
What I used to rent?
Games. Yeah.
Yeah, the video store.
Just video games. That's it. What else would I rent at a video game store?
I rented anime as a kid, but my parents were divorced. This is important. Divorced, and I'm the youngest by a lot, so basically an only child. So if they were like, oh, it has cartoons on it, you can rent it. Which means that young Maddie had a plethora of very mature anime content. And it shaped me now.
Doesn't matter the rating.
Well, yeah, it shaped me now as an adult because I would have friends over. I'm like, oh, let's watch, Wrath of the Ninja, Hyperspeed Grandal, all this stuff, or Perfect Blue. I remember watching Perfect Blue as an elementary schooler, which has a sexual assault scene in it and some.
That is not appropriate for children.
No, it's not.
We had to go to the cut corner basement movie store to rent Yuratsuka Doji.
Okay, that's a different thing, though. There's a difference between mature anime and hentai.
How is that not behind the curtains in the back?
Well, I mean, because it was the cut corner basement record store. And when I say cut corner, I mean that was the name of the store. It wasn't like cost cutter or something.
Granted, I completely understand because at my local one, like I remember going, I think it was like in 95, 96 and renting like Vampire in Brooklyn. And that's rated R for those who don't know. It's pretty horrible movie, but as far as ratings go, I think. But like I remember renting it, and my dad sitting in the car outside because I would just go in with my friends and get it. And I think I was like 13 or 14, and the guy was like, "Is this okay for her to rent? Like, is this okay?" And my dad's like, "Yeah." That's how my parents did it. Okay.
Oh.
So can I tell your Saki story? Can I tell you a Saki Doji story?
Oh, yeah.
I think some of you all know this story. I didn't know what this was, right? So I went to what is the? Oh gosh, it's on campus. I forgot the name of the. It was yes, you're right. It was Cut Corner. You're exactly right. It was Cut Corner. So I went there, and I was like 19 or 20, right? And I was getting into anime. I was actually learning that Goku wasn't the same person with different yellow hair. It was actually different people stuff. I was learning these things about anime and things like that. And this guy's a jerk. if you're out there, jerk, thanks for screwing me over. He goes, you should watch Your Sakadoji. You'll love it. I'm like, oh, okay. You remember I'm a little kid. Okay, sure. So I go to cut corner, and it's sitting like, you know, in a away area, 18 and over. I was 19. I was like, I'd like to rent that, please. And the dude was like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. So I give him my $2 or whatever. I go home and watch this thing, and no one's at my house when I watch this thing. I watch this thing, and if you don't know what it is, there's a lot of tentacles and sexual assault, and I think there's a story in there too. So I watched this thing, traumatized. I didn't stop it. I just watched the whole thing, and I was so upset. I was like, I went immediately, drove all the way back in town, and returned the video that same day. I was like, here you go, sir. I've had my fill, and I was scarred for years and years and years. Now, I've told you this story. Omar has an almost exact identical story as well, where he did the same thing, right? So we're like, wives, we're married at this point. Wives, y'all got to watch this. It's horrifying. It's terrible. It traumatized our childhood. Our wives watch these things, and they're like, what is wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all a bunch of wusses. What happened here?
Well, you know, because of our age difference, I had the internet at a different time than you guys did, different availability of the internet. So for me, that is like not a big deal. Like not at all.
Yeah, I mean, you could also look up what it was.
Yeah,
exactly. I didn't know what it was.
Or it wasn't some big surprise.
That
technically,
is on
the back of the box.
You could,
I could have typed in into Netscape Navigator 2.0. I could have done that, but I was like, I'm just going to trust this guy and do what he suggests. And well, that plan went awry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why recommendations were so important back then. Like, or if you went and just cold turkey went out to like Suncoast Video and bought something, you had to either go off of word of mouth or the back of the box to figure out what it was.
Tina, you rich, going to Suncoast and buying.
Suncoast.
We had a movies to go, and I basically was like, okay,
I was
there's
not
like a
rich,
very
I was
small.
poor, but I had a McDonald's job with my own money.
Buying anime DVDs for $30 a pop.
I was gonna say it was $35
for box set for
Cats.
$99, sir.
Damn.
Thank you.
$35 for Tank Police, $35 for Dominion,
For
$35
four
for 2 episodes of Neon
Dragon Ball
Genesis.
Z.
The internet, you mean the
exactly,
great
right?
pirate age. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In Boston, we had Blockbuster, Video Smith, and West Coast Video. I remember West Coast Video.
West Coast,
I
yeah.
remember West Coast Video. What's up, Lionheart?
I keep waiting for Andrew's camera to go crazy, but it's not. I never knew I missed something till it's gone.
I'm gonna disappoint you tonight. I'm using a different camera.
Oh,
I have it around here somewhere. I may switch to it at some point, but
Andrew,
yeah,
just fake it.
just
what?
move
Just
your
do like
camera.
this.
Just move.
move it. Yeah. Oh no, it's following me.
Oh, so Dan, last month or the month before in our show, Maple asked you about Disney. She just came back from her Disney trip.
Oh yeah.
She did get to build a lightsaber and a droid,
Awesome.
which I'm envious. I would like to build a lightsaber as well.
It's
But she also
fun.
came back with COVID, so
That's less fun.
less fun.
That's not
Yeah.
good. That's not good.
Yeah.
So Dan, speaking of
I
Star
just came
Wars
off
and
that
nerdy
not
stuff,
long ago myself. It sucked.
speaking of Star Wars and nerdy stuff, you know I'm not a super Star Wars person, but like all my coworkers, well, a lot of my coworkers are, and they brought in all their lightsabers, and I was like, okay, these are really awesome. I have to buy one. So for my birthday, because remember it's your birthday, you're supposed to buy something mindless and foolish, right?
Yeah.
So I bought
Yes.
one of these things. This is the Youngling Slayer itself. Yes, that's what I call it, the
Interesting
Youngling Slayer.
choice.
And it does this. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty cool. This is my only lightsaber. Now, the problem is, now that I have this, I want Mace Windu's, and that's like hundreds of dollars. So I might just have to let this one just slide.
Warren has that.
He has Mace Windu's?
Yeah.
Tell Warren.
You want me to go get it and show it to you?
It's so from
Yeah, you
Galaxy's
can.
Edge.
I'll be back.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I think I might have to make a trip to the Hancock household.
Uh-huh.
Warren, what video game do you want to trade?
Right, Warren. What do you think about trading? Yeah,
Yeah,
a little
trade.
handoff. Before
He's
we,
into some magic cards, so you might be able to trade them some.
there you
Ooh,
go.
I have Pokemon cards. I don't have any Magic cards.
So we were talking about rental videos, VHS, and you just transitioned into Star Wars. And that brings up a really good story that I'm going to like just slowly ease into because I really want Dan to be back here for this because Dan was part of this story. This goes back to the year 1990, 8 or 9.
You're dating yourself.
Yeah. What?
When they started re-releasing the collections.
Ooh, look at that.
I was gonna make some really pervy jokes about how it's like long and like
purple. It says "bad motherfucker" on the bottom of it.
How he's handling that?
Okay,
It's
so
pretty.
Dan, ask Warren what video game he would like to trade for that, and we can make that happen.
I mean, I think he would take a new Xbox.
Really? Maybe we can make that happen. Maybe we can get an Xbox for
I
that.
don't know.
For that lightsaber. We'll talk. We'll put that in the side comments.
that would be impressive. Dan, I was just about to bring up because we were talking about VHS videos and then we transitioned into Star Wars, and I was about to bring up that time that you and I sat in line all night long for Star Wars tickets. Was that for Phantom Menace?
It was.
That was for Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just recalling
9-inch TV.
Yes.
And we had like 1,000-foot extension cord that we plugged into some random outlet in the parking garage.
Here's what it was. Yeah. So we're waiting in line. We're waiting in line for Phantom Menace tickets all night long. We're camping out all night long. This is, by the way, just outside. I had just gotten my first like internship, and I was like maybe a week or two into the job, and so we were getting tickets for them too. Like it was for a bunch of us. And sorry, there's a lot of noise going on back here. And we got there, we sat in line all night long, and yeah, Dan, I guess you had the TV with you. This is the TV that had like it was a little portable TV that had a VCR built into it, right?
No, I had a little separate VCP. That floated around with it. Yeah. And it lived in the van.
Oh, okay. Got it. So the most ridiculous part of this was that we were outside the movie theater and we thought for sure there would be outlets around the movie theater, and there were none. And for some reason I had the idea of like, let's just walk out into that parking structure. And yeah, sure enough, like 200 feet away in one of the pillars, one of the columns in the middle of the parking structure, there's an outlet. And so I think like I ran to Walmart real quick maybe and just bought like 200 feet worth of extension cable so we could sit there and watch movies for the rest of the night. I just remember like the sun rising.
Return of the Jedi over and over and over, I think.
I was going to say, I remember the sun rising and we're like getting through some of the final scenes of Return of the Jedi. And I was just, the worst part was I do not remember getting home. Like I know I drove home after that. I do not remember it at all.
Well, we also had that Star Wars Trivial Pursuit with us, and I remember being like really upset because, you know, frankly, I was used to a little bit dominating at Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, and I was just like holding my own, and it was really uncomfortable. It was one of the first times I had been so immersed in people around me who were so much nerdier and geekier than I was.
You were out nerd.
I was definitely used to being the fish in the room when it came to that.
It happens to all of us eventually.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Okay, listen, we thrive. Okay, Rob, obviously there's things I'm more nerdy about than other people, but there's a special experience when you leave your little pond and you meet other people that also share those interests and like sometimes have a little more niche interest and knowledge than you do sometimes, and you're like, whoa,
or just more money.
That's more free time.
Yeah.
Maple said Star Wars Jeopardy when. Maple, if you want to host a Jeopardy on our channel, we will gladly do a show. Maple does Jeopardy on her Twitch all the time, so we could easily host a Jeopardy here if you guys are interested. Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, done. Maple, I volunteered you. Thank you.
It's awfully nice of you to do that.
No problem.
So yeah, also speaking of Star Wars, I finally did get around to just starting Kenobi. I've just watched the first episode so far, so I'm catching up.
Okay.
Slow.
No spoilers.
Behind on the shows.
Teenage watch, and I don't care about Star Wars, but still.
Oh no, I'll bring my crochet or something.
At least watch Miss Marvel. You have to pick one. Watch Miss Marvel.
I have not watched Miss Marvel.
It's so good.
What are your thoughts on? We've been trying to watch Moon Knight. Moon Knight. We've gotten
Yes,
to like 3
Moonwalker.
episodes, and we still are Moonwalker. That'd be dope, right? But I still am not sure about it. Like, does it get really
I haven't finished
good?
it, but that's because I was watching with Elliot, and like 2 episodes in, he's like, I don't care about this dude, it's boring. So I'm gonna finish it and then give my opinion, but I don't have one right now.
Okay.
Let's say this: I enjoyed it, but I wasn't sure I was enjoying it at the time. It was one of those where you finish the whole thing and you sit back and say, "Yeah, it was pretty good. Actually, that all worked."
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
So I need to get
Solid
through it. It's
thumbs
6
up for me.
episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
short.
Okay.
I mean, they're all
Okay.
short these days.
Hayden says Moon Knight was fine, but it should have been a movie.
Should have been a movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, like I
Did
said,
you
we're
say it would have been a mediocre movie?
No, I think it'd be good. I think the bones are there. Moon Knight is a very confusing property to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a lot.
I do appreciate though that we are back. That TV has come full circle from where it was when we were kids, and that the miniseries is now the primary art form again.
And it only comes out once a week. Each episode once a week. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It could have been a little bit shorter, but on the other hand, I don't at all mind when a series has a little bit of time to play things out more slowly and just tease out what it's trying to do a little bit more, rather than a movie that really has to be entirely focused on getting you from point A to point B to point C as fast as it can, right?
Yeah.
Because even Avengers Endgame has to end at some point. So
yeah. Real quick, a good question for Rob. Rob, Great Elden Lord, with all the video games announcements this week, and I guess last week as well, because Summer Game Fest, what was your favorite one?
Okay, so I was hoping we talk about video games, but I didn't want to talk about video games the whole time. We did announce for our game, if you are into the horror genre, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that I can talk a little bit more about that later, because I would love a lot of that is me running around in the trailer. So I would love to talk about behind the scenes, some of the things that we did to make that trailer happen. That's pretty cool. So that was very exciting.
Rob actually found a serial killer. Really made sure they had one-on-one, experience. Did some mocap with them for Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Exactly.
That's
right.
obviously a joke.
I appreciated what you were trying to do, Maddie.
Maddie, you're
just in case, it's his professional life. I don't want to make jokes and then people will be like, what? Excuse me? No.
Maddie, you were so harsh on him.
I know everyone believes everything I say is truth, so
I believe everything
really careful.
You speak the true truths.
Anyways, continue.
Okay. So I actually, if you all haven't seen it, I posted. No, I can't post the link. Maddie or someone in the link.
It's on your Twitter.
Okay,
I got you.
I posted the link. If you want to post that in the chat, so people can check out our trailer that I'm very proud of, I would love for you all to repost that. Okay, so other than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, other things that I saw were really exciting thus far. So, Maddie, and actually I want to talk to you about this. 10 minutes ago, they just announced Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I was watching it live.
Okay. Good. I assume these things, but I just want to make sure. So that looks really exciting. And apparently it's only PS5. So if you don't have a PS5, you need to go ahead and get a PS5. That looks really nice. Starfield looks like your typical Bethesda Skyrim in space. It looks good. It looks fine. It looks great. But there's some little quibbles I had with it. But again, it's Bethesda. There's 1,000 planets. I think it'll be awesome. I'm sure though. So that'll be.
We've been waiting around for a long time for that.
Yeah. So that's exciting. And then there's some other smaller indie games and some other things that I've never heard of before. There's a game called Scorn that looked kind of like H.R.R. Giger type art, where it's very scary and bloody and gangly and things like that. But I hate to be
isn't there another Layers of Fear thing coming out? Yeah,
Layers of Fears. So as you know, we published this.
Yeah, that's what I was asking because you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Look, Maddie with the plug. I appreciate that. So a lot of the scenes that were in Layers of Fear 1 and Layers of Fear 2, I saw in Unreal Engine 5 and this layers of fear that looks really nice too. It looks very scary. If you've never played any of these layers games, you absolutely should. They're fantastic and they're terrifying. Like walking simulators, I think is what they're called, like the Medium and things like that. That's some good stuff there. Yeah, there are a lot of shooters. I was like, shooters.
I was hoping for Monkey Island news because it was teased that maybe we hadn't. But to be fair, the new Monkey Island game just got announced like a few weeks ago. All of you guys would love it, by the way. It's point and click. You're a wannabe pirate. It's very funny.
I was actually watching speedruns the other day.
That's how Ellie and I got together, was Monkey Island. So
what is that real?
Dan, it's
really?
Dan, it's your humor. You would like
That's fantastic. Yeah, people were hating on. I think we talked about this. Ron Gilbert was being hated on because of the art style that he was choosing for the game, and they're like, you need to use a retro style. I'm like, no. At the time when that game was made, it was the cutting edge of technology. Yeah. So no, I'm going to use the cutting edge of technology in animation now, rather than a retro style. Like, dude, let the man do his work, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Maddie? What are some games that you really enjoyed?
Maple brought up the best one, which is Stray. Coming out July 1st, so I will be playing it right before my birthday to treat myself, which is about a cat in a post-apocalyptic world full of robots.
Doing cat stuff.
Has a little backpack.
Nice.
It looks really good. And there'll be a physical release too.
That's all I really care about. I haven't seen anything else that I'm like, oh man, I'm blown away. Today was exciting because of Final Fantasy, obviously, but like I knew it was coming.
I mean, we kind of surmised, but I wasn't expecting to see footage, so that was cool.
I'm not blown away by anything else. So like Stray, I've been excited for since it was announced.
Yeah.
Anything else? I watched everything. I kept up with it. I don't care either way.
It's
like an E3.
I'm blown away. Good stuff in that too. Capcom showed off Street Fighter 6, and
somebody asked about what your thoughts were about Street Fighter, by the way.
Oh, okay. And
then we'll get off games and catch up on everything else.
Well, I want to know about this new Turtles game.
Okay. I'll talk about Street Fighter and then the Turtles game and then the other Turtles game.
I'll be right back, by the way. Don't worry. I'll pop back.
Okay. Bye. Peace. Love you long time.
Oh, I did solo layout, which is not what I wanted to do.
Everybody will be right back.
I'll be right back. Look at me from now on. Okay. So
it's going to be the Maddie show. Excuse me.
You know, the Maddie show can be great, right? Street Fighter 6, I am super, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Street Fighter, the Street Fighter series. I've been playing them all for years and years and years. Street Fighter 6 is using the new...
Ever.
You didn't know that? You know that?
No.
Okay. It's using the new Resident Evil engine. So like muscles are like really high resolution and flex, and there's sweat and grime. It looks great. And they introduced Ryu, Chun-Li, Luke, and a new character named Jamie. And like the fundamentals seem to be there, and everyone's a little older. It looks like the perfect combination of old school Street Fighter, like old school, like 2 and 3, and some of the systems that were involved with that, but modernized. And so there's like a modern control scheme where you don't have to do all 6 buttons. You can push a button to do special moves. So entry-level players like Dan can get into the game with seasoned people like playing like 6 buttons and things like that. Like it's approachable and playable, which I think is a really good thing for the genre because I'll have to say, as much as I love Street Fighter 5, it can be kind of difficult for a newcomer to get in. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. It looks great. It feels like Street Fighter, so I'm all in for it. And also Capcom announced all these Resident Evil games that are going to be upgraded to PS5 and PC. And Resident Evil 4, which is probably the best Resident Evil that originally came on the GameCube. That's going to be awesome. Looking forward to playing that. And finally, Andrew, you said Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So I had to give Nickelodeon / Konami / .mu props because this game is going back to the old Turtles game, and it's on Game Pass. Like, is that today? Is that today? Does it come out? I think it's today. So. Well, let's see. Mr. Abel says it's on Game Pass right now. So what this game is an homage to the old arcade games with 4 players, except this time it's 6 players. So add your 4 turtles. And then add April and Casey Jones, all playable at the same time. And it's like 6-player co-op and also networking, and it's fabulous. It's so awesome. I cannot wait to play the physical editions out on limited run, go to Best Buy. So this is something we should all actually play this game together. 6 people, we could totally pull that off.
We could do it.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to quit talking about video games for just a minute as the Elden Lord.
Other friends, what have you been into? We've been watching. What you been playing? What you been reading? What's happening? What's new?
Hold on. Oh no, my camera.
Andrew's like, I'm out.
Andrew's like, that's way too personal. No
What else
thanks.
are you doing?
I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been going to sleep. Ooh, I'll show you what I've been doing. I've been tinkering with some special effects. Hold on, let me see if I can share this. It's gonna fuel your nightmares. Let's see.
Fuel our night.
Share screen. So I have. Use computer. Let me do it. Y'all keep talking while I'm gonna try to get this set up. Somebody else go.
Hey, Tina, what you been watching?
What's been going on?
I have literally been watching just YouTube videos.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Primarily board games. I've actually been playing. Heather and I picked up some new board games.
Okay.
And then we've actually cracked open some ones we haven't played yet, like Arboretum. So that's been actually fun. Dutch Blitz looks like a completely boring like card
That's
game.
the one we played, right?
That was the one we
love
played. So I
that.
took it over and I was like, look, it looks really, really boring. It's got little Amish little symbols on it. It's got boy girls. It plays kind of like a solitaire mixed with Uno, but it is fantabulous. It is better than I think like Spot It almost sometimes because there's so much going on that your mind is completely drawn to what you're doing, your personal setup, the playable area, and other people moving in on your card area. So
I think you all would like Dutch Blitz.
I think everybody would like Dutch Blitz. Looks
It's
completely boring. I passed it up so many times when I
What is
went
the
to
second
like
word there?
look at board games.
Dutch what?
Dutch Blitz.
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 Okay, I thought you were saying blip. I was like,
No, Dutch Blitz with a B.
Elliot
Okay.
says nothing is better than Spot It.
I counter that. We've played Arboretum, which sounds really, really boring, but it makes you think. I really, really enjoy it. There's one other game that we've picked up. It's Fireflies, Dance of the Fireflies, which is interesting. Some of the mechanics are a little bit, I need to hash out and play again. My wife was not really interested or happy because she was like, why do you always win these games? Is it because of Tina rules? And I was like, no, I promise you it's not. I explained the
What are
rules,
Tina rules?
but she zoned out. Yeah.
You gotta watch out for Tina rules.
I know.
Yeah,
Tina
I was going
rules.
to say, what are Tina rules?
Tina rules are I read the game manual and then I play it. And
Tina
I read it to
Bridges
other
to
people,
Alma.
but people are just not there when you read manuals.
Yeah, I have to watch a video, have somebody show me
Right?
as I'm playing it. Or
That
just
is
it's
a
not
very common thing. Like you have to watch a how to play
working. Yeah.
YouTube, like have somebody visually explain it, and then it's good. Like word of mouth, reading it sometimes not good.
I agree. They need to go to Gen
Yeah.
Con. You're right.
We actually looked at it and I was like, man, it's like $80 for a 1-day ticket.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Woo, goodness.
So
I mean, it's worth. I will say we've done one day for the past couple years, few years. It's worth it every time. This time we're doing longer, but it's not for everybody. But it is the amount of stuff you can do in a day is so worth it.
yeah, we
Anyways.
thought about it. We're still kicking around the idea, but we're just not.
Yeah.
We're not sure. Like if I get another kitten, then absolutely not.
But if you don't, you can go to Gen Con.
Are you in the market for a kitten?
Well, my wife had a kitty program, like a cat cafe, sponsored by the local humane society for teens to come, and they brought in 12 kittens, and they had a lot of cute kittens. And she's like, "I know you want this little black kitten. You've been wanting a little black kitty for a while. They've got one, Tina." And I was just like, "Can we foster it to maybe adopt?" So, we'll see.
Or you could get Gato Roboto for the Switch, and you could turn that off.
So Andrew, what were you going to show us?
Oh yeah, okay, I got it. So this is totally random, but I was playing around with some special effect I've been wanting to do for a while now. Hopefully this is going to show up. Chrome has lost permission. What? Come on, Chrome. Stupid
Come on,
Chrome.
It's
All
because
right,
Internet
skip.
Explorer died today, or was it yesterday?
That's what it was. IE11 finally bit the dust. Okay,
Everyone
come back to me.
out for IE11 for Internet
out.
Explorer.
Pulling out of my mouth. All right, I'll try to figure this out. It's telling me I got to restart Chrome, which I might just have to do. I'll be right back.
All right, Dan, what's up? What's new? What you been doing?
What's new? So I've been reading stuff. The IDW's Transformers is wrapping up.
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever.
And,
okay.
Yeah, well, Hasbro is not renewing or not letting them renew the license, so they are wrapping up their stories. But Maddie, we talked about the new Transformers run a while ago, how it's been a bit of a slow burn, but it's I mean, like some of the best storytelling in Transformers over the last few years, it appears that it was always intended to come together the way it's coming together now. Like, it doesn't seem rushed or anything. And it's really amazing what they've done. And there is a series coming out now that's kind of separate from all that called Last Spot Standing. That's like a space Western with Rodimus. And it makes me very happy.
Aww.
So there's that. Beyond that, it's been, the stuff we've already talked about, watching Stranger Things, trying to keep up with Obi-Wan, trying to keep up with other series. Oh, yeah, and finishing my Buffy rewatch.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
Fully and unabashedly crying at the end. And it was like,
It's so good.
I have to say, I remembered season 7 being a lot more bleak than it actually was over the course of it, rewatching it. I hadn't rewatched season 7 in a long time. That was fun. So, and now I've restarted Angel, and it's slow getting going.
Yeah. Definitely that first season for sure.
Yeah. But so that's where I've been.
Dan, I meant to ask you, did you pick up the Lego Optimus Prime?
It's right over there. You want me to get? I mean, here, let's dude. Dan goes and gets something.
Also, Lionheart has wanted you to know that he's up to date on Transformers IDW hardcover collection.
Awesome.
Also, why would you ask Rob and not me about Gotham Knights?
I mean, oh my gosh! So you put him together.
Let's highlight Dan. Show it off, Dan.
And it for those that don't know, it does in fact transform, even though it's a Lego. So that's amazing.
It does. That's what I'm told. One of these days I'll try it.
This wasn't the head that you were showing on like Instagram, and you're like, "Hey, did anybody realize that if you scratch the back?"
No, that's a different figure. So what the main Transformers line is doing now is just new versions of old toys.
Yeah,
and they put out this new Laser Optimus Prime, and the original Laser Optimus Prime from Generation 2 from 95 or 6, somewhere in there, was one of the best examples of light piping, which is where they just, the eyes are transparent and the back of the head is transparent and light shines through and the eyes appear to glow. And the new Laser Optimus Prime has transparent eyes, but no back of the head light piping, so it looks dead-eyed. But I was I got third-party stickers for it, and I was putting them on it, and was like, I wonder, because I realized, because I popped the head off to do something, and realized that the back of it was painted plastic, not colored plastic. I was like, I wonder what's under here. So it works okay.
Real quick, I love this dumb joke. News from retail. Last Spot Standing isn't about Tim Allen working at a hardware store living in a house filled with Transformers.
No. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's not connected to any continuity. If you want to pick up what is billed as the last Transformers story ever, I mean, it's basically, kind of like the equivalent of was it Wolverine, like the end and that sort of thing. It's kind of like Rodimus, the end. So
okay,
and it's structured to where it's not any particular continuity. You can kind of tack it on as a last story for it's basically continuity and independent. So
Yeah.
great.
Cool.
Do the Lego TS come with text space specs?
No. Here's the box.
Nice.
But
Crazy.
no, the manual for it is pretty cool.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
You know, nice fancy. It has, as they tend to, it's got, you know, little Transformers factoids throughout, which is fun.
That's really cool. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll pick this up then, because like my children love Legos, and like this will be a cool activity for us to like put together. I got my wife the
It was a fun build.
succulents and like some of the flora and flora, not fauna. I don't know if it's Lego fauna.
I just want
yeah,
that
we can do
Horizon
something
Zero
together.
Dawn set. The
Did you
Lego
order
set
that, Maddie?
No, and I want it so bad.
Well, you know, there's a birthday coming up soon.
There's a birthday coming
Yeah.
up.
There's several birthdays coming up. What do we have? Like 3 birthdays coming up here?
Yeah,
Something
Maybe.
like that.
something like that.
Just saying.
I'm the first one.
People
No,
want
I was the first. I'm May.
No,
Rob's
maybe
already
coming
had it.
up. Coming
Oh,
up.
that's true.
though.
coming
Of
up.
this
Yeah,
of this
I don't-
season, yes, you're the first.
Yeah, July 3rd. Judgment.
Yeah,
July
that was
was
for you,
nine.
Maddie.
Dan's
What?
got you beat.
What are
Yep.
you?
26th.
Damn it.
I
Oh,
had the
yeah,
perfect
you're right around the corner.
Well, Dan, what are you doing for your birthday? What is Dan getting Dan for his birthday?
You know, Dan is getting Dan whatever pre-orders happen to come in June.
That was my birthday too.
Do you remember what those
hey, happy
pre-orders are?
birthday.
Is it going to be a surprise?
So really, y'all need to talk to the shipping delays that are stopping my pile of loot at Big Bad Toy Store from properly filling up the way it should.
Your local mail courier.
I would say the most interesting thing that I'm expecting to get this month, I finally broke down and ordered one of the new Diaclone reboot figures, which doesn't mean anything to y'all,
No.
but they are real fancy, not all that big toys. But Diaclone is the line that Transformers largely came out of. And Takara Tomy has restarted it, and it's basically a bunch of piloted mecha. But the new toy line that they started in, I guess, 2012, 2013 is very high-end collector focused, kind of like the Transformers Masterpiece figures price-wise. But they're tiny, and not tiny, but you know, the size of kind of the mainline Transformers. But they're just so amazingly detailed, and they do so much. So I finally broke down and ordered one just to see what all the fuss was about. So
Interesting. I want to see that. I saw Coronation Starscream, and I thought of you. So yeah, I would definitely want to see more Transformers.
That was pretty great.
yeah.
That was pretty great. Andrew bought himself, that's coming tomorrow. He bought himself a bit of a late birthday present. Andrew's going to see if he can share his screen once again
Yeah.
and maybe at least show a picture
This
of this.
time with gusto. There
Yeah.
it is.
Andrew,
Oh wow!
I love
Andrew decided to buy a one wheel because he apparently still has delusions that he can ride a skateboard like he could so many years ago.
I'm-
There's
I'm-
a guy on
I'm-
campus
I'm-
that does this, and I was like, he's so cool.
Yeah. I've been talking about wanting one of these for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
I saw one just a couple of years ago. I saw one of my favorite like YouTube video creators start to hype one up a lot, and I was just like, oh, I want one so bad. And then I just kept talking myself out of it over and over and over again.
Nice.
And finally I was just like, okay, this is stupid. I've been talking about it for 2 years. I'm just going to go out and get one.
Yeah,
That's
so,
like
yeah,
a
so-
junk creation.
Maybe next week we'll have some video footage of me falling on my ass over and over.
I
and over
want
again.
that so much. And now, like, once you get good at it, I want videos of you just doing it in the background of things all the time.
Yeah. I'll get my old camera up so that it'll follow me around the room as I'm trying haphazardly to. Like,
Also, once you
navigate.
get good at it, can you also get one of those fushigi? Can we use some of our funds to get you fushigi? Have you seen those?
no, what is that?
That's my time. It's not you guys. Anyway, somebody in the chat's gonna know. It's like a clear ball. Looks like your. I'll send anything. The joke didn't land. It was good.
Oh.
I'll send you what it is.
That's
I'm
okay.
like, mysterious what?
A fushigi. I'm so sad.
Yes. Oh, where is it? That one. Yeah. Ah, shoot! I keep clicking the wrong
Yeah,
one.
seriously.
They're going by so fast. Yes.
Gas is $999.
Yeah, we'll get my wife to get the drone out, and that way we can get lots of aerial
Yes.
footage of me falling on my ass over and over and over again.
I have
That's the best
faith
kind
in
of
you.
Absolutely, we can get transition and videos of just Andrew boarding across the screen.
Oh yes, yeah, because that I can fake.
Yeah.
That's such a cute transition. You just speeding ahead, the rest is like running. Like
across the
That'd
screen.
be cool. Bang.
It'll be
All
fun.
right, what
I
special
will try
effects do
to.
you want to show us, Andrew?
I'll try to take some kind of video of it, funny or otherwise. I don't know what, but yeah, I'm very excited. I'm stoked about it. And
I'm jealous.
because I can share my screen, let me go ahead and show you the other dorky thing that I've been working on.
The things we do aren't dorky; they're just things.
I don't know why, but like I guess I saw this the other day and I thought, okay, I have to see what this is all about. So what I'm sharing is
I'm
Blender.
using Blender now.
Yeah.
It's a very popular 3D animation app, and in particular, what I'm not showing you here is really the first step. There, I found this app called Blendar Track. I think that's it, Blendar Track.
Yeah.
And it lets you. It's an app phone. You can point it at your face, and it will capture
3D
all your
scans?
facial information. Actually, in fact, I can show it here. Let's see. Let me focus on me instead.
Andrew,
How to do
No,
that?
Getting into the uncanny
he's back.
valley area.
He's back.
I guess I gotta.
You're about to
is
say
it
what
really
Maple
Andrew
does with
talking
her
to us, or is
VTuber
it
stuff.
Exactly. You just don't know anymore. You don't know anymore. How do I? Okay, I don't know how to use StreamYard.
I like your glasses, Tina. You look great.
That was my trick, is I can look like Tina now. Yeah.
It worked.
Oh, here we go. That's what I do. Yeah. Okay. So it's slightly out of focus, but this is me. That's my facial data that I was capturing the other day with this app. And then if I go back to my screen share now, after we go back to everybody, what I did was I dumped this into Blender and just kind of goofed around with it. And so you can see it's moving around. Okay, but the fun part is when I go
really cool.
to the.
I do not like this.
Ah,
Yeah.
Even
Here-
better.
Here's something to fuel your nightmares with. Yeah. So.
whoa!
I do
Andrew,
not like this, Sam.
Oh
I
my
am.
God.
You can get a job in the game industry today with these
Yes.
skills.
Yes. See, that's ultimately what I'm
Oh
going
my
for.
God, I love it.
I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this, but what I did was I took the facial capture data that I did from yesterday, and I pulled it into Blender, and I put, this is actually a picture of me on top of this fake face, but it's a
Yeah.
picture of me from like 5 years ago, which is kind of neat because
The eye remove is so good.
yeah, it's
it.
it's creepy as hell. I don't know what I'm going to do with this exactly, but it's like just something I've been wanting to play with for a while.
Andrew is going to become a VTuber soon.
And I look forward to deep fakes as well.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Near
what we got
big
cooking on.
fake.
Sooner or later, this is just going to be AI Andrew. I'm going to change from AV Andrew to AI Andrew, and I'm just
Your
gonna
wife
sit
is
back.
about it.
I'm going to sit back and
You
be
pay
like,
yourself.
Wait, what?
No.
Why don't you just do the thing?
I don't know, because weird. So yeah, those are the weird, goofy things I've been playing with lately.
Maple, can you just make VTubers of all of us? We'll just do a full VTuber set live show.
That would be great.
I'll just be a cat. Just stick a cat. That's great.
All right, but will you be able to recreate the luxurious hair with it?
We don't have that
Ooh.
technology.
You know what? That's going to be
That's the
pretty
question.
difficult.
That's Unreal
Yeah.
Engine 5
Not
if he
even-
wants some hair.
Even Pixar can't do hair.
Even Pixar
That's
can't
true.
do hair.
Give me now. I have a particular set of skills, and it's that.
Nice.
Maddie, I ordered 6 Marvel Omnis, nice, and a Power Girl statue. Hello from Sideshow. They all came in today. I'm very jealous.
Nice.
What's
Okay,
a
yeah.
VTuber? So
Thank you.
basically,
Too young for video
Wait, how old for
stars.
that?
Too old for VTuber.
so
What?
VTubers are really popular, like on Twitch a lot more than YouTube, at people who play like video games. So like for Maple, she created use a program to make a 3D model of herself, and similar to what Andrew did, use the app to like face her and match her expressions and movement. So then the model moves with her. So when she's playing games, she doesn't have to get all dressed up or makeup or anything. She just uses the VTuber model when she's playing. So that's a VTuber.
And that's why I don't watch Twitch. It all makes sense now.
You should absolutely watch Twitch.
I'm sorry. I'm not ready.
As you might guess,
I'm not ready.
being a gamer, there's a lot of Twitch in my life.
How can we
exactly.
be sure we're talking to actual Andrew?
Who knows?
Because Andrew wouldn't be able to resist Max Headrooming it if he were doing it for real.
Yeah.
God, you're totally right. Ah, all right. Yeah, I might have to give myself away just so I can try that out next time.
Do any of you have a 3D printer? I've been thinking about getting one for a while. Some of the things people can make is amazing. I do not.
Yes, I do not, but my coworker and my brother does. And some of the things they've made me are very nice, but there are limitations depending on which type you do get. But they're improving daily. Like used to be like you had to do a lot of work to make that finished product look nice. Now it's getting better and better. It looks better and better depending on what you get. And you can get a fairly cheap one and make some awesome stuff with it.
Well, and I always recommend checking out your library first. Because a lot of libraries now have creator spaces and have 3D printers. So you can like kind of play with it first and see if you like it before you buy. And also they have tutorials.
Our local library has one.
Yeah, don't mention 3D printing. That's the next thing for Andrew.
Yeah, James, she's referring to me. This is another thing I've been wanting for a couple of years now. So Andrew,
Andrew, you can test your foot out, see if you like it.
That's true.
So Andrew, I think I saw that Anchor, who makes like a lot of like chargers and cables and a bunch of tech stuff. I think they've released one that's fairly inexpensive and fairly feature filled. So like you might consider checking that out as my first 3D printer.
Interesting. Okay, good. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun to play with.
Oh, Hayden wants us to know that they did know what video stores are. They were just herbally distracted earlier.
If it's from the earth, it's fine, right? It's healthy.
Yeah,
it's all natural.
It's all natural, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I saw a question about Marvel Omnis. I actually have a question for the audience and you guys. There are like 4 Black Panther Marvel Omnis that are coming out. I'm trying to figure out which one to get. Typically, I like to get the stuff that's old school, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, like those type things. But there's like 4 different versions. There's like a Coates one, and I don't know which Omnis to get because my kids have been chowing through these Omnis. So I want to keep that. If they want to read, I want to give it to them, right? So, what suggestion? Which Black Panther Omni should I get?
I will defer to the chat because they will know. Your girl's too poor for omnibuses. She just had to sell 2 of them.
Oh,
life is rough.
Hey, I just finished collecting the Sailor Moon Eternal Edition, so.
Man, if you ever need cash, bring a video game to my house. I'll give it to you. It'll find a nice home.
I'll never get rid of video games. Omnibuses, sure. Video games, no.
Okay.
The girl's got to have standards.
Yes, the 1960s comics are the 1960s comics are the Black Panther in the early model. Okay, I think that's the one I was leaning toward, James, is like the original one. But I also wasn't sure about like the stories because we're talking about 1960s and black superheroes, so it's like
yeah.
Newspree pre-ordered the Christopher Priest one. And then St. Uriel Gaming said Christopher Priest. A lot of people say the Christopher Priest is the run is the one.
Okay.
I feel weird about him as a person, but I like his Black Panther run.
Well, see,
only because he decided to write. He was brought in to write Red Sonja or Vampirella, and he was really weird about it. He's like, oh, I think Vampirella's like a slut, basically, but I'm gonna write her. And I was like, no, sir, no. Excuse me, no.
Interesting.
I heard Black Panther's great.
Okay. All right, so Takashi Coates is the other one I was looking toward too, just because I know that's good writing right there. All right, thank you, Chad. I'm going to take a snapshot of all this and defer to it later. No, seriously, I'm probably going to take a snapshot of this.
Do you guys have any upcoming things you're excited about for think between now and next month when we meet? Like, what are some things coming out? Things you're excited for? Geeky things?
I can tell you one thing that's should be coming out very soon, and that is a video of Why Do You Like This? From yours truly, Nearman Collective, featuring our own fan favorite, Tina.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yay.
I've been working on that. We're hoping to get that out pretty soon here. I would like to say within the next week or so. Cross fingers.
No rush.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's good.
I'm excited for the next, and correct me if I'm wrong on this because I've been calling it Spy X Family, but it may be like Hunter x Hunter where it's the X is silent. But that
it's probably Spy Family.
Probably Spy Family, but I always say Spy X Family. I'm excited for the next animated episode to come out. Like I've started, like everybody was like, "Oh, you should read the manga." And I was like, well, it's on my backlog. It is excellent. If you haven't picked it up, read it, consume it visually, dub or sub, whatever your preference is. Just get into it because it is fantastic. It's lighthearted, a little deep, but not too deep. Family unit, kid friendly, even though there's an assassin in it. So I would suggest.
I agree.
I don't want to give too much away. It has
Okay.
supernatural elements, but spy world.
That sounds really good.
It's really good.
I grimace when you say assassin because not to talk about Star Wars again. The children and I, we've been watching Star Wars again. So I took them through 4. I didn't go in what is it called? What's the order?
Are you trying to think of machete order?
Yeah, I didn't do it in machete order. I did. Yeah, exactly. I didn't do a machete order. I did 4, 5, and 6, and then I went to 1, 2, 3 because the kids were talking about Obi-Wan or whatever. So we get to episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Meow yourself too, kitty. And again, I have little children, right? So we're watching this thing, and my kids love Mace Windu, right? So I'm gonna go reverse order of what happened, right? I'm gonna go reverse order. And if you haven't seen Revenge of the Sith, so I'm going to do some spoilers. I apologize in advance. So at the very end, and although if you watch episode 4, you already know the spoilers because it has to go this way. The end of the movie, the 4-year-old starts bawling and crying because she wanted Anakin to be a good guy, and Anakin didn't turn out to be a good guy. So crying, right? I was like, great. Before that, the 7-year-old, when Anakin goes and executes Order 66, and like George Lucas's kid is like, Master Skywalker, can you help us? And Anakin's like, wow.
Younglings, the younglings.
The 7-year-old was like, did he just kill all the young? And she's crying, like hardcore crying. And
They're now old enough to know what that means, Rob. You've got to be careful.
Kill all the kids.
They're old enough to know.
Yeah, they know. So like, Now the big one, this is what got me. Like all this is traumatizing. But before that, again, my oldest loves Mace Windu. And like it builds up to the scene of what happens, right? And she's like, "Is he gonna die? Is he gonna die? He's gonna die." I'm just sitting there watching this happen, and then when it happens, dude, my 9-year-old shut down, hardcore crying, couldn't breathe. We had to stop the movie for like 15 minutes so she could recollect herself, give her some water. She was so devastated that Mace was killed. Now, as we know, Samuel Jackson has talked to like George Lucas, like, "Am I dead? Bring me back in." Talking to Bryce Dallas Howard, like, we're not really sure. Maybe he'll have another series or things like that. It's like, many a Jedi have fallen from that distance. Maybe he's alive. Then we went back and watched like the Clone Wars animated thing from the Powerpuff Gene Roddenberry. From the Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory. We watched that stuff to like, let her know, hey, there's other content.
Yeah, and Darth Maul lived for like ever.
Yeah, like so.
Spoiler.
So spoiler. So I'm now a little bit more cognizant, Tina, of like, people getting killed in these series where that might traumatize them, because I don't know if I could deal with my 9-year-old like crying for 15 minutes because she couldn't breathe.
I shouldn't laugh, but I am.
Traumatized.
Dan, Andrew, what are you looking forward to in the next month?
Let's see. For me, well, I already said something, and my camera's about to go out again. Let's not let that happen. Other than the next Near Man Collective video coming out, I'm also looking forward to a nice little trip to Canada. So this isn't really anything coming out. It's just us taking a little bit of a trip, road trip, staying out of the air, going on the road. So I'm going to be away. I'm going to be away from media. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to have to like cram like crazy if I'm going to get some of this stuff in before July's Near Mint Collective live session where we're all talking about, did we watch this and this and this? And I'm like, no.
Did we all watch Thor: Love and Thunder?
What's that?
Aren't you going to be gone for like 4 days?
No, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Oh,
sweet.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how you do vacation.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You'll be up in Canada.
That's right. I'm looking forward to
Bring me back some syrup and mustard.
Some syrup and mustard and better healthcare. Got it.
Better healthcare.
All right.
Here,
we're watching Forever Night, which is set in Toronto, and so you have that Toronto like backdrop, and I'm like, oh man, I love Forever Night so much.
I'll try to bring back some Toronto.
Bring me back some Toronto.
What about you, Dan?
I am also going to Toronto on the way to Italy and Greece.
Oh, flying through
for 2 weeks in July.
Vacay?
Well, it's a school trip for her because her school trip that she should have taken with her 8th grade year, the school that the kids go to does a big camping trip out west for the 8th graders every year. But that got canceled for COVID. So this is kind of the makeup trip that we're doing. But so there's that. Beyond that, I mean, Love and Thunder comes out in a little bit.
On July 7th/8th.
I've been wanting to watch the new Time Traveler's Wife series on HBO.
I've been watching it. It's good.
It's pretty good.
It's made for people like me.
Yeah, there's a lot that I just don't have time to keep up with. I mean, you know, I'm having trouble staying ahead of spoilers with the stuff that I'm watching now. So, you know, at some point it's kind of like, all right, well, I'm just going to wait a year and then, you know, discover things later. And
that's fine.
As is my right. And you know,
you've lost a little bit of the FOMO as you age. It's kind of like, I'll wait until word of mouth.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like if you can get through the initial period where everybody decides, okay, it's been enough time, I can just talk about this stuff on Twitter all the time now. If you can get past that without, you know, to basically where you've forgotten it, it's kind of nice.
Yeah. I agree. Yep. Well, I'm excited for Thor: Love and Thunder, of course. For the rest of Stranger Things. And in video game land, I'm excited for a game called AI Somnium Files, which means nothing to most people here. But
I know what it is.
I think it's like solving mysteries, but in dreams. I'm a big fan of the creator, so I've had that pre-ordered and ready. And my birthday. So that's what I'm excited about. I can't wait till we all hang out again to talk about. Oh, and I'm excited for Renaissance Fair because that's where I go in the summer. But it is 10 o'clock.
Hot as balls.
It's gonna be hot as fuck.
Maddie, are you dressing up for Renaissance Fair?
Always. But I will have a parasol this time, so hopefully I won't melt.
Oh, smart.
It's gonna be Burn Nation.
Yeah. So
no.
Fingers crossed.
Real quick, the video games I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Nintendo Direct, which hasn't been announced. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll announce like Zelda, Metroid, all the stuff I've been playing for the past 30 years. Hopefully they'll just announce versions of that
at every Direct.
Exactly, right. I'm excited. Someone mentioned Gotham Knights. I actually am excited for Gotham Knights, so I think that's going to be cool because I'm a big fan of all the Batman Arkham games, and like, you know, I love Warner Brothers Studios. They do a great job, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to Final Fantasy being on like PC and The Last of Us Part 1 being remade yet again. Yes, I'll play it again. That's fine. I'm hoping Elden Ring DLC is announced. So what is in a post Elden Ring world? What do I do? What do I play? Right. So those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to. And hanging out with you guys.
Yep.
All right, Andrew.
Yes.
Sign us off.
Sign us off. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. This has been a lovely edition of Near Mint Collective. Oh, what was the great title you came up with? monthly get together.
I think it was like
fun.
monthly Nearman Collective hanging out. It was like it was not good. Whatever
It
it
did
was.
well.
It was great. It's gonna stick.
I've
And
had many a
then-
vodka.
monthly Near Mint Collective, many a vodka.
I like
for
it.
Your viewing pleasure. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Minneapolis.
This is a lot of fun. I am personally glad everybody joined us in the comments. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We had some awesome questions in here. I hope you all had fun too. Friends, this has been a lot of fun. We'll see you again. If you don't know, if you're new to this, we do this every third Thursday of the month. We try to put out some other videos here and there, but you can always count on every third Thursday of the month, 9 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to be live. Bring whatever you got. We'll have fun with it. I'll try to bring some one-wheel transitions next time.
Yes.
We want to see it.
All right. That's about it. Anybody else got anything?
Nope.
Good night, everybody.
Yep.
Right.
Peace. Cheers.
Y'all take care.